High Five Facts presents Top Nightclubs of the World. Remember New Year's Eve? Neither do we. But it's been over a week since everyone guzzled enough champagne to blind a small animal, which is another way of saying it's time to get back on the wagon. We inhabit a special universe where getting on the wagon means the opposite of what it means to all other humans. To the club. To party. Number 25. Tunnel. City, New York. Address, 220 12th Avenue. Status, closed. If you grew up in NYC, chances are you've had a few nights at Tunnel that you aren't too proud of. But that's okay. We've all been there. Grimy as it was, Giuliani referred to the club as a menace. We can't help but acknowledge that the place, immortalized in flicks like Kids and Belly, was a New York landmark. Prior to its shuttering in 2001, a steady mix of club kids, hip-hop heads, gay guys, and Van Diesel, yep, he worked there as a bouncer, would flow into the 12th Avenue venue's tunnel-like space on a weekly basis to mix, mingle, and yes, stab one another on occasion. Number 24. Berghain. City, Berlin. Address, Rüdersdorfer Straße 70. Status, open. Only in Berlin would you find a nightclub inside a former power plant. Poor but sexy was how the governing mayor described the city in 2003. Berghain is enormous, as you might have expected, though this does little to adjust your odds of getting in the front door. The selection process can feel inscrutable, even if there is some latent high German logic behind the process. Or maybe Berghain's selection functions in opposition to the rigorous efficiency so many of the country's stereotypes spring from. Inside, you'll find dancing and more illicit activities, no surprise given the club's roots in Berlin's fetish scene. Both sexes intermingle here now, getting sweaty and licentious to a party that takes few breaks. It's possible to show up at Berghain on a Friday night and not leave till Sunday. Number 23. Space Miami. City, Miami. Address, 34 Northeast 11th Street. Status, open. 24-hour liquor license. No, you aren't misreading this. Whether you're looking to party at 11 p.m. or 7 a.m., Space's cavernous Miami offshoot is there to help you torture your liver in style, all to a sweet soundtrack of Deep Dish, Tiesto, and other superstar DJs. There's just no staying sober. Number 22. Limelight. City, New York. Address, 47 West 20th Street. Status, closed. This Episcopal church turned nightclub became notorious for the less than holy activities going down behind closed doors and stained glass windows, making it almost as frequent a stop for cops as it was for clubbers. However, there's no denying that Peter Gation's party sanctuary was unlike any other club out, from its unconventional home to its even more unconventional clientele, the club kid. For most of us, Halloween comes once a year. For Limelight's unique brand of patrons, it came every weekend. Number 21. Tootsies Orchid Lounge. City, Nashville. Address, 422 Broadway. Status, open. While the music city of Nashville is chock full of honky-tonks for lovers of whiskey, indoor smoking, and two-stepping on to some dude singing about being wronged by a no-good woman, Tootsies stands above the rest. The owner's namesake lounge was purchased in 1960, and went on to claim some of country music's most prominent figures, like Willie Nelson and Patsy Cline, among its performers and patrons. Number 20. Beta. City, Denver. Address, 1909 Blake Street. Status, open. Though a badass, pulsing nightclub isn't one of the first things called to mind when one thinks of Colorado. Denver does boast a super club that, while seemingly misplaced, has made a name for itself when it comes to green partying. In addition to the use of sustainable materials to erect its club in the club, Beatport Lounge, recycling centers at major traffic points ensure that every last embarrassing cranberry vodka cup ends up in its right place. For those requiring a quick minute to recuperate, a 5,000 square foot botanical garden invites revelers to chill out and regain their hearing in the midst of boys' noise and digweed shows. Number 19. Hacienda. City, Manchester, England. Address, 1113 Whitworth St. West. Status, closed. Financed by the members of New Order, Hacienda and its stage initially felt greatness in the form of legendary performers like the Smiths, Echo and the Bunnymen, and Madonna. But the club became especially remarkable during the Manchester late 80s to early 90s years of music that ushered in the sound of acid house which birthed rave culture. The interior's industrial aesthetic and black and yellow stripes didn't do much to encourage safety dancing. Party drug use became rampant, and the club lost a good amount of money on would-be alcohol sales. The venue ultimately closed due to financial troubles, but those who went on to purchase one of the Hacienda flats into which the club was later converted can enjoy the fact that they're literally sitting on a piece of music history. Number 18. Webster Hall. City, New York. Address, 125 East 11th Street. Status, open. Yeah, we know what you're thinking, but you've got to take your hat off to a spot that was born in 1886 and has yet to turn over. In fact, it's said to be the country's oldest nightclub. Webster has undergone more transformations and rebirths than we can count. What other place can count a series of legends as eclectic as Emma Goldman, Tito Puente, and Prince among those that have rocked out under its roof? Sure, it had its trashy phase, what? You haven't? But has since emerged as one of NYC's premier spots to catch some of music's sweetest buzz bands. Number 17. The Roxy Theater. City, Los Angeles. Address, 9009 West Sunset Boulevard. Status, open. Is there anyone that didn't record a live at the Roxy show at this famous Los Angeles nightclub? From Pee Wee Herman to Bob Marley to Jay-Z and Linkin Park, the spot's celebrity fan base stretches across all genres. Those seeking a change of scene from the live tunes on the main floor might want to pay a visit to On the Rocks, the venue's smaller-scale bar overlooking Sunset, which hosted many a Hollywood party, and on a grislier note, John Belushi, just before he had. Number 16. Womb. City, Tokyo. Address, 216 Maruyama-cho. Status, open. Though this pulsing Shibuya favorite couldn't see many less womb-like, chances are you'll want to stick around for the duration. No pre-Emmys here. Unlike other glitzy, larger-than-life Japanese night spots, Womb is less about showmanship, and more about causing eargasms with its surreal sound system, as DJs like Busy P can attest. The club also scores bonus points for providing the backdrop to one of Babel's most memorable scenes. Number 15. Excess. City, Las Vegas. Address, 3131 Las Vegas Boulevard South. Status, open. Plush red and gold outfittings give the super lavish interior some warmth at this Sin City favorite, while big-name DJs provide the serious heat. A plethora of pimped-out, two-story poolside cabanas allow patrons to drop excess cash on bottles, while neighboring blackjack tables afford optimists the chance to win it back. Number 14. Zouk. City, Singapore. Address, 17 Jia Kim Street. Status, open. Sir Bob Cornelius Rifo of the Bloody Beetroots once told Complex that this Singapore club has given me the richest cultural sensations ever. It's a magical place, part of my extrasensory experiences. We don't know exactly what that means, but with 4 interconnected clubs in one complex, Zouk, Velvet Underground, Future, and the Wine Bar, each boasting their own distinctive vibe, we'd have to agree that it's pretty damn awesome. Number 13. Cavo Paradiso. City, Mykonos, Greece. Address, Paradise Beach. Status, open. What could be better than savoring the sounds of Benny Benassi killing an after-hours set? Our best guess, doing so at the much-loved Cavo Paradiso in Mykonos, an open-air venue that happens to be perched on a hill beside the Aegean Sea. It's not uncommon for dancers to arrive as late as 7:30 AM to groove by the illuminated pool. That's partying on a level most Americans can't even conceive. Number 12. Whiskey A Go Go. City, Los Angeles. Address, 8901 West Sunset Boulevard. Status, open. The Sunset Strip Club, which opened its doors in 1964, housed some of music's most legendary movers and shakers like the Doors and Nirvana during their respective rises to prominence, establishing Whiskey A Go Go as one of the country's most important rock havens. It was also one of the first locales to incorporate go-go dancers into their space on a regular basis, the ladies in the suspended cages providing the world with just the right amount of sleaze. Number 11. Copacabana. City, New York. Address, 10 East 60th Street. Status, open. In addition to inspiring the Barry Manilow tune that you've heard butchered 100 times during karaoke, the Copa as the club is also commonly known. Conceived in 1940, served as a jumping-off point for artists like the Supremes, as well as counting the likes of Sam Cooke, Sammy Davis Jr., and Ella Fitzgerald among its alums. You might also remember the throwbacks up the club popping up in episodes of I Love Lucy. Class all the way. For several decades, this place was the epitome of old-school glamour. Watch the gorgeous long take in Goodfellas, where Henry takes Karen in through the back door, for a sense of what it must have been like during its heyday. Number 10. Marquee. City, Las Vegas. Address, 3708 Las Vegas Boulevard South. Status, open. Infinity pools. It's not hard to see why the esteemed Cosmopolitan's Day nightclub has become an overnight celebrity among night spots. Tiered Coliseum-style seating offers everyone situated at the tables in the main room a solid view of the DJ and dance floor residents, while the boombox and library enable guests to switch gears and take in some hip-hop or curl up with an assortment of Vegas-themed books in a more intimate setting. The cocktail waitresses dressed as sexy bookworms also don't hurt. Number 9. The Viper Room. City, Los Angeles. Address, 8852 West Sunset Boulevard. Status, open. Formerly owned by Johnny Depp, the renowned music club on Hollywood's famed Sunset Strip helped launch the career of many a rock musician. The Strokes and the White Stripes are among the impressive list of rockers that graced the Viper stage shortly before invading the nation's zip-ons. The intimate space is great for checking out music's up-and-comers, and even better for rehashing memorable pop culture scandals, like River Phoenix's overdose, Tommy Lee's battery charges, and more. Number 8. Blue Note. City, New York. Address, 131 West 3rd Street. Status, open. There's a reason you always notice lines for days outside 131 West 3rd Street. It's the home of one of the world's most famous jazz venues. Born in 1981 out of founding father Danny Bensusan's love of the genre, the club boasts a limitless list of greats, among them Dizzy Gillespie, Ray Charles, and Nina Simone, that have played there, all the while cackling at neighboring dudes attempting to impress lady tourists with their jazz snobbery. Number 7. Paradise Garage. City, New York. Address, 84 King Street. Status, closed. Named after the garage that once occupied the 84 King Street space, Paradise, and its reign between 1976 and 1987 proved to be hugely influential on budding nightlife impresarios. Mega clubs like Ministry of Sound have cited the former New York dance spot as the inspiration for their own wildly successful models. It similarly demonstrated a focus on the music above all else, though the garage's management aimed to foster a sense of community by keeping the parties open to members and guests. Number 6. APT. City, New York. Address, 419 West 13th Street. Status, closed. Stylish, but not pretentious, hidden, yet consistently packed, this apartment-inspired 13th Street spot was one where any visitor could easily feel, well, at home. And world classics courtesy of Rich Medina, Jazzy Jeff, and many others. Though APT has sadly closed its doors, it'll always be remembered as the ultimate meatpacking district club for people who hate the meatpacking district. Number 5. NIF. City, Miami Beach. Address, 4441 Collins Avenue. Status, open. It's hard to think of a warmer welcome than the one patrons receive at NIF. This luxe night spot boasts ogle-worthy decor that's just as mesmerizing as the insane number of perfect tens partying inside. 6 private sky boxes, each with their own minibar, allow visitors to ball out if the mood strikes, but there's no denying that just stepping foot in this place makes even the most pocket-pinched fella feel VIP. Number 4. Paca. City, Ibiza, Spain. Address, Avenida del View at Agosto 7800. Status, open. While there are numerous outposts bearing the Paca name around the globe, we're of course talking about the franchise's Lux 3,500 capacity headquarters in Ibiza. On an island known for being a clubber's paradise, Paca's been able to set itself apart from the rest of the pack with impressive high-profile DJ lineups and residencies David Guetta, as well as its collection of tricked-out rooms that suit every musical craving. In the event you thought the space looked familiar, you'd be right. Number 3. Ministry of Sound. City, London. Address, 103 Gaunt Street. Status, open. Music is definitely God at this revered London ministry. What was once a bus depot was transformed into one of the world's most well-known dance spaces by founder and DJ Justin Berghain. And the place consistently books the world's biggest DJs. For those suffering from withdrawal post-visit, there's always the chance to relive your night via one of the ministry's much-loved compilation albums, released on their hugely successful independent record label. Number 2. CBGB. City, New York. Address, 315 Bowery. Status, closed. While the renowned Bowery Music Club, whose name was an acronym for country, bluegrass, and blues, unfortunately shuttered in late 2006, it'll always be remembered for hosting legendary punk and new wave pioneers like the Ramones, Blondie, and the Talking Heads. Number 1. Studio 54. City, New York. Address, 254 West 54th Street. Status, closed. And you thought the bouncers you've encountered were picky in the late 1970s. The individuals working the door at 54 could make or break your entire social standing. If you passed through the velvet ropes, you were royalty, one of the anointed. But if you didn't, well, those who didn't make the cut became quickly desperate. Stories of potential patrons tearing off unapproved clothing are common. Michael Jackson, Calvin Klein, Andy Warhol and Jack Nicholson are among the endless list of music, fashion, art, and Hollywood heavy hitters that paid visits to this be-all and end-all of night spots, free-flowing drugs and wild orgies reigning supreme. The space was infamous for its rubber room, where all surfaces were covered with rubber, allowing any fluids to be more easily wiped away. Thanks for watching this video, and if you want to get my reply in top 5 comment, then just hit the button subscribe and let me know you subscribed. Just write down in comment I subscribed and I will try to reply as many as I can.